that TV station was 111 degrees. It's fun.
Okay, ready? We're up. Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Roy. You're watching Warriors Training Camp live on Warriors.com, Facebook.com, and Ustream.com. Want to get a quick little offer for you right now. Opening night just a few nights away. You can buy your 4-pack mini plan, which has, if I can, as soon as I can move my paper here, 4-pack mini plan that includes opening night plus Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. You click the button below. See that one right there, right below me? That one. Yeah, that's the one. Click the button below or call 1-888-GSW-HOOP, where ticket representatives are standing by. And if you act now, you'll have a chance to win an autographed jersey signed by this man, Steph Curry, Warriors rookie, who is my guest. Second day of two-a-days. Give me a thought on how it's going.
It's going well. You know, getting comfortable with my new teammates, a new system, new coaching style. Love Coach Nelson, the way he coaches. Having a lot of fun out here, so looking forward to the rest of the season and getting things going.
What did you guys work on today?
Today we're working on our defensive strategy. I think that's a point of emphasis this year. You know, the ball screen is something that every NBA team runs. They run it well. So the better you are at stopping that, the better you are, the better chance you have of being successful during the season. So working on defensive strategies, just playing a lot of 5-on-5, getting a lot of reps, and you know, trying to get better defensively.
Has anything surprised you so far?
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's a more physical game out here on this level. You know, there's a lot of bigger guys that you got the tall trees down low. But, you know, it's basketball, so I like to have fun out here. You know, I'm playing well. You know, really learning things quickly and trying to, you know, get better at them. So other than, the speed and the physicality of the game, it's going well.
4 big workouts so far. So tell me now, maybe pick out a couple of guys. What do you now know about their game that maybe you didn't know 48 hours ago?
All the big guys, they can dunk on you whenever they get the ball. That's something I'm always looking out for. I don't want to be on a poster in the locker room or anything like that. And then you got Anthony Morrow, who they told me he could shoot, but every time I give him the ball, he hadn't missed a shot yet. You know, Monte is really fast, really tough to keep up with. And guy Anthony Randolph, actually, he's really coming along well from what I saw last year and his progress to now. So, you know, a great group of guys, great talent, and everybody can produce.
Now, you mentioned Anthony Morrow. Let's go back to your high school days. You guys were rivals. You were at Charlotte Christian. He was at Charlotte Latin, and you guys matched up a couple times.
Yeah, we were rival schools, actually. You know, that was the biggest game of the year, home and home. Played them twice. I won. They came to our place, and they beat us by 30. We didn't like that too much, so we went back to their place and won. But they ended up winning the state championship that year, so he got the upper hand on me.
Tell me a little bit about your summertime workouts, and you were working out back in your hometown of Charlotte. Tell me a little bit about those, and how did those help you?
I got to work out with a lot of great guys, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, you know, Joe Johnson from the Atlanta Hawks. So I got to see some of the best players in the league, you know, how they work in the summer, how they get better, what things or areas they work on to improve. And, you know, just playing with them and getting some exposure and some experience with them was definitely, you know, beneficial for me coming into training camp. So especially Chris, I could learn a lot of things with him, you know, the way he uses the ball screen and trying to be a great point guard. It's good to learn from him.
Now, did you talk to Chris at all about getting ready for the league?
Yeah, I spent like pretty much the last part of August before I came out to Golden State to, you know, with him and, you know, really picked his brain about things he's worked on, you know, and even stuff off the court, like how you eat right, how you take care of your body, you know, lasting through an 82-game season. So there's a lot more than on the court that goes into being a great player.
Okay. You also played in this golf tournament. I understand you're quite a stick.
Trying to be, yeah. I do that a lot in the summer, my off time. I played in high school, my golf team. We were 0-16 in my senior year, but we'll let that slide. That was my excuse to get out of school early. So, but I play a lot now, so it's fun.
Describe your game. What kind of game do you have?
I need a lot of room off the tee so I can, you know, spray it. But as long as I can find it, you know, I'll break 80 every time I play. So, actually, me and my dad, we play a lot in the summertime, and we're pretty even. So some pretty good matches out there.
I strayed a little bit with talking to Chris Paul, but I wanted to ask you about something called plus sevens. What is that?
A guy we were working out with named Edon Ravine. It was a drill where you have to just, I guess you start on one sideline and you run to the elbow and you have to shoot, and then you run to the other sideline and come back to the other elbow and shoot. A make is +1, a miss is -1. You have to get to +7 before you get to -5. So you can get all the way down to -4 and then start making and go up and down and up and down. And it could take a long time if you're not shooting well, and it'll get you in shape if you're not. So that's a pretty tough drill.
But tell me a little bit about tonight. I was watching you work out, and we were mentioning how Chris Paul, but you're also getting a chance to try and guard Monte Ellis in these scrimmages. Tell me about that, and what can you learn from that?
He's an explosive guard. I mean, you always got to be alert when he has the ball in his hands because he's very quick with it, and he's very good in the middle of the paint where he can pull up and make a jump shot or distribute to other guys. So, and he's one of those guys that can use the ball screen great. And it's tough when you have a big guy like Biedrins or Ronnie Terrioff coming in. You got to side around them and then still keep up with his speed. So I'm learning a lot from him as well, knowing where to be on the court, where his teammates are, and how to work together in that regard. So it's good to go against him in camp.
And you guys had a run together in the backcourt tonight.
Yeah, we finished off practice pretty well. Put in a new series, and me and him got to work together. He ran the 1, I ran the 2, and it was pretty fun to get out in open court, especially with we had Morrow on the other side who could shoot the ball. So that's a pretty explosive lineup.
I saw you coming off the screen a couple times from the baseline. That's always nice for a shooter.
Yeah, definitely. I did that a lot in college, my first 2 years. So I'm no stranger to using the screen and making a shot, something my dad was great at as well. So I've seen it all my life and know how to do it.
Before camp opened, you talked to Mark Spears, a long-time friend, long-time columnist and beat writer in the NBA, and you told him that you think in the end of April into May that you're going to be Rookie of the Year. Where does that confidence come from?
That's just how hard I work. I mean, I'm not declaring myself Rookie of the Year right now. I'm just saying that I'm going to put all of my effort into this season and to getting better, and hopefully down when that time comes, I'm in the talk for it. And I think it's just, my confidence comes from back at Davidson. Coach McKillop really instilled that in me. I had 13 turnovers my first game, started off with a double-double, and he stuck with me. So that confidence kind of, I guess, is natural from that kind of experience instead of him putting me on the bench. And so I owe that to him, and that's just how hard I'm going to work all year is the kind of confidence I got.
Yeah, you mentioned that because I thought of your parents and thought about your dad, Dell, about that confidence because he was always a confident shooter. He was 0 for 6, that 7th one still going up. But let's talk a little bit about you for a second because Davidson is a stone's throw from Charlotte. Now you're 3,000 miles away. How are you adjusting to that?
It's a new environment. I mean, off on my own for the first time really because at school, I guess you go off to college, but I was still within 30-minute drive of my house, and my parents came to every game, so I kind of still was under their shadow a little bit. But I love the Bay, love everything about it. Starting to get out and experience the city a lot. And I'm pretty sure I'll get around and pretty much do everything by the time the year's over. But I love the situation, new atmosphere, and people around here are very excited about this season, so it's great to have.
Did your dad tell you anything as you got ready for training camp?
Just to take care of my body, get sleep, get good food. He knows I'm going to work hard on the court, but when you go home, you got to make sure your body's able to recover and get ready for the next practice and the next game because it's a long year. So that's probably the theme of my summer. Everybody's telling me how long the NBA season is, so I'm getting used to it.
Now, before I leave your folks, when you were in high school, your dad handled the offense. Your mom was your defensive coach.
She was, yeah. She in her high school days, she was, a defensive stopper. She played volleyball as well, so she had that kind of tenacity about her. And I went through many boot camps in my backyard with her, trying to get stronger, quicker defensively. They knew I could shoot. My dad taught me that, but she was the one that would let me slide on the defensive end. And she was the loudest one in the stands when we were playing. If I didn't do something right, I kind of embarrassed me out there. So I got that from her.
So she's not going to do that at Oracle Arena, is she?
Well, I think the arena's too big for me to hear, so she'll probably do it, but I won't be able to hear, so that's good.
Are you looking forward to getting out there Sunday and even, albeit a preseason game, but participating in your first pro game?
Can't wait. It's kind of crazy how fast it comes. I was telling one of my coaches, Davidson, we had 4 weeks of training or preseason work, and then we actually played. So this one's, within the first week we're already on the court. And I'm very excited about it. Getting inside Oracle Arena, some of the fans, and really showing what we've been working on in training camp, and starting off on the right foot.
A couple of things before I let you go. One is I wanted to talk about in college, your teammates called you prime time. Was that from those 3 games in the tournament where you had 40 against Gonzaga, 35 against Georgetown, 33 against Wisconsin? Where did that start from?
Well, my athletic trainer, Ray Belts, back at Davidson, I don't know I came into the training room one day to get my ankles taped, and he was trying to get my attention, and I didn't hear him, and he kept yelling my name, and then all of a sudden he said prime time, and I turned and looked at him, and I guess it kind of stuck from there. So yeah, all the media attention we got at Davidson and all that kind of made him say that, and I guess it just tagged on from there. So they actually still call me that when they call me and check up on me.
Now, what are you doing if you had any downtime, which you're not with two-a-days too much, but you mentioned you're getting out. Has there been any place in particular that you've been to in the Bay Area?
Not really. I mean, I've been to. I played golf a couple of times actually, up in Livermore and then in Berkeley a little bit. So, seeing some of the views of the Bay and all the different looks they have. Haven't got out socially yet, so we'll see what happens with that.
I use the word socially. That leads, yeah, because now it leads me to see, I'm more of a smoke message kind of guy in the distance. But you're a Twitter guy. What's that like? Is that easy to do?
It's tough to keep up, man. I know people want to know what's going on, but it's tough to, have some creative things to say instead of just finish practice and then leave it at that and keep saying the same thing over and over again. But
going to Jamba Juice. Okay.
Exactly. But it's fun. I get some great responses from people that are following me. And I like to read them and interact with people about what we're doing here in the Warriors training camp, and then even my personal life. So it's fun.
I understand you actually invited some of them to check this out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got to get them on the internet and see what's happening. I know behind the scenes nobody gets to see this side of our season. So with this live stream thing and then with Twitter and all that stuff, they get a different look, and then. I guess they feel more involved when the season rolls around.
How many followers?
Closing in on 25,000. So if you're watching out there and you're not following me, bump me up a little bit.
All right. So before we wrap this up, tell me a little bit about Don Nelson and playing for him and your first, I guess, impression of him in practice.
His knowledge of the game and the way he visualizes things, it's pretty special. I mean, even in the locker room, just drawing plays on the board and different looks that you watch the game but you don't really see what's going on. He can pick it out and explain it well and make you understand it, and then you have to apply it on the court when you're playing. So he's really good at teaching the young guys how to work his offense the way he wants to, and on the defensive end. And like I said, I'm a visual learner like he is, so I'm picking up things very quickly based on his knowledge. So it's good to be under him.
Well, I appreciate your time here on Warriors.com, Facebook.com, and Ustream.com, and the best of luck in practice tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
All right. That's Steph Curry. I'm Tim Roy. A couple of things before we go. A quick little practice update. AC Law still not cleared to practice, so he was taking some shots on the side. C.J. Watson has an MCL strain, and so he will be sidelined for 1 to 3 weeks. And so we'll keep you updated here on Warriors.com as to the progress of C.J. Watson and when we expect him back on the floor. And also, don't forget opening night just a few weeks away. You can buy your 4-pack mini plan that includes opening night plus Kobe Bryant and the Lakers by clicking the button below. That's right, the one right down there. That's right. Call it 1-888-GSW-HOOP, where ticket representatives are standing by, and act now, and you can win an autographed Steph Curry jersey. I'm Tim Roy for Steph Curry, and thanks for watching on Warriors.com.